So let's talk a little about Julia. She's the tortured, sickly little friend initially, and then she starts to get some power by the end of the first episode.
Yeah, she does. I mean, I wouldn't consider her tortured. I feel like there's a strength there that it's just there. She's strong for Emery. She's strong for herself. And yeah, she stays brave, and eventually she gets better. We'll see how that pans out.
Well, she's tenacious. She pursues her health, but at the same time, she doesn't want it to take down her family or friendships in the same way.
Definitely.
So
she's definitely a very selfless person. She's always thinking about other people first. So.
Well, because of the miraculous little miracle that happens, she gets to have a bit of a longer extension on her life. Maybe even longer than most people.
Thank God. Yes. Yeah, she does. She gets healed. You'll get more details whenever you watch the show, but we have a healing herb called Cypher, and Roman was involved, and that miraculous thing happens. She's kind of like, whoa, hello, how did I get well all of a sudden?
Does she really know if Roman was involved? We couldn't tell.
It takes a little bit. Everyone kind of has their deep, dark secrets, and they unfold as the show goes on, so that is one of them that Roman keeps for a little bit. But it's weird. She goes from hospital to, I'm not sure the exact timeline, but soon thereafter going straight to school and jumping into that life that she never had before. So she's very excited about that. And it's cool to kind of see her just have a new lease on life, you know?
Well, each person, even if they're human, has kind of their own little superpower, something that makes them feel like they're strong enough to do certain things, feel assertive.
Right.
What would be hers?
Julia's, I think hers would be that she's dealt with so much growing up that she doesn't take anything for granted. So she goes into things really optimistic and excited.
Is she a little bit fearless then?
Yeah, she's very fearless actually. She has a YOLO attitude, I guess, is what these kiddos are saying these days. But also her friendship with Emery, I think, helps a lot. I mean, they have each other's back, and they kind of start school together and have to go through that and all these crazy things that ensue throughout the season. So it's good that they have each other as well.
Well, we've also heard she's kind of an Atrian enthusiast.
She is. She loves the Atrians. If she could find a way to be one, I really feel like she would do that.
Well, is that before or after the cure?
Oh, right. I guess we'll see. We'll see if there are any crazy side effects. But no, she's obsessed with the Atrians. She knows more about them than they.
How does Julia feel about her best friend dating an alien?
Well, she's very excited about it on behalf of Emery. Like, Emery has her reservations, and she's kind of nervous going into it herself, but Julia's all about it. Since she's like pro Atrian, she's like, come on, you guys have known each other since you were 10 years old. You have this bond. Oh my gosh, this is fate. You know what I'm saying? So she's definitely Team Roman. But Emery is definitely very submerged in a love triangle, which is fun to watch. Julia herself, though, doesn't get a love interest until a little bit later. But I think people will be kind of surprised to see who she actually ends up with.
Human or alien, or can you even tease?
I can't say. But, okay, fine, I'll tell you. It's a human.
Ooh, so, that's a big clue.
Yes.
So what kind of qualities is she looking for in a man, then?
That's what I'm saying. Everyone's going to be so surprised whenever they find out who she actually ends up with, because everyone assumed that she would want to be with an Atrian. But this guy, it's kind of like a polar opposites thing, like an opposites attract. So yeah.
So what kind of scenes are those like now?
We're just kind of getting into them, but everything happened really fast. It was kind of
So this is reciprocal. It's not just her kind of loving from afar.
Surprisingly, no. Yeah, you would think Julia would be more of the pine from afar, but she just kind of jumped into this, and it's working. So good for her.
So kind of love is in the air a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, there's a lot of couples, and they're all great. They're all different in their own way, but bring so much to the show, and they have so much like dynamic, you know.
Well, she's got to be about all the healing. She herself went through some healing. She's feeling the love connection a little bit.
Yes.
So is she going to want to like distance herself from the brewing war stuff, or does she actually have a strong opinion about that?
She's very involved. Like I said, she's very pro Atrian, pro everyone getting along. So I think, if there's an opportunity for her to stand up and be strong, I mean, she's going to do it. She's definitely not Switzerland. She wants the Atrians to live amongst us and to have everyone be happy and live amongst each other with peace and harmony.
Well, do you think because of the cure that she received from the Atrians that perhaps she's a little more partial to their viewpoints?
Of course, I don't think she ever saw them as a threat. So, and that on top of it, I just adds to the fact that they have human qualities. They're nice, they're good and bad, just like humans are. So we can't blame them for being from a different world. Yeah, they're a lot like us, so why not?
Some of these futuristic kind of things they've incorporated because it's set in the future are kind of fun, not just the clothing styles, but some of the technology that's been incorporated as well.
Right, yeah, we have holograms in our classrooms, and there are subtle differences from the world we live in today. But like I said, it's subtle. I mean, we're only 10 years in the future, so everything's still really relatable, and we're not creating too much of an outlandish world. I mean, I feel like kids can watch it and be like, oh, hey, it's still school. It's just a tad bit different, which that's what TV's all about. We get to make a little bit of magic and have fun, but at the same time relate to people and really connect.
Well, which is your favorite advancement from the future?
Oh gosh, I like our cell phones. If they're even called cell phones, I'm not sure what they're called exactly, but it's held like an iPhone, and it has a little base right here, but it's like clear and it kind of lights up like a blue lighting outlined. It's like really cool.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Have you been trying to smuggle one of those home?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I don't know how much I'd do with it, but it could look pretty cool, that's for sure.